Hello, Carrots here. Welcome to episode 2 of Generation 3 of the Perfect Genetics Challenge. In the last episode, I introduced you to all of these Sims. Most of them are family members who are visiting this household for the wedding. The visitors all live in one of two worlds. They're either in Mountain Lake, which was made by Reflong 7, or Vice City, which is an unfinished world made by Fresh Prince. I think it's based on Grand Theft Auto. It's an interesting world. It's winter time and it's snowing outside, and we're all about to head off to the venue. That's Petal and Charlie standing there. They both live in Mountain Lake. Once we get into the venue, you will be able to see each and every one of them clearly. Petal seems to be happy to be there. She would be one of the eldest of the family. She is Olivia's plant sim daughter. When I first built the house, they had a garden and she wanted to plant a forbidden fruit seed, so I'll let her do that. So Petal may have appeared even before Gary. That's Denise and Daryl there, Cindy and Bill's first set of twins. They live in Vice City now. The only imaginary friends here are the imaginary friends who are currently living in the house. That's Max working out. He's always working out somewhere. He's got muscles to show for it too. And Charlie's got himself a drink. That thing puffing out some sort of smoke is hanging on the wall. It's the Extraordinary Aerator, and it was 20,000 lifetime happiness points. Apparently it turns your house into a place of peace and meditation. One of the older Sims got it because they got so many lifetime happiness points. It would have probably been Olivia or Don that got it. Cindy's got a climatron in her inventory, but I have no idea where to put it. I tried to put it in the same building that the group science project is in, but it wouldn't fit, so I'm working out what to do with it. Now it's time to go to the venue. And this is the venue. It is my indoor-outdoor wedding venue, which is in my studio on the Sims 3 Exchange. The version that you will see of it in this video though is different from the one that's on the Exchange, because I decided to extend the size of the area where they go to have their meal after the ceremony. We'll just go in and have a quick look around so we can see what it's like inside. I've got everybody seated. I made a little area for them to sign their marriage certificate there, but I never use it. It's just there. And there are some extra vacant chairs up the stairs. I have extended that one square forward to make more room so Sims can sit in all of those chairs. Now let's start on the left. Those 4 Sims sitting in chairs are James's family. Petal, Don and Olivia are sitting in the front row, and the children are standing in the front. They are dressed as bridesmaids and page boys. And in the other front row we've got Cindy and her daughter, the bride's twin sister Debbie, and a spare spot for her father Bill to sit in. That hungry sim behind them was not invited to the wedding. She just came anyway. Now it's time to go into the other area to eat and party and dance and just have a great celebration. The ceremony is over, they are married. I think I'll reset that sim who wasn't invited. Here we are in the feasting hall, and at the top table we have 3 couples. There is space for 6 sims at each table. I've not put chairs at the ends, just on the sides of the tables. And the sims sitting at the top table are the newly married couple, Donna and Clark, Donna's parents, Cindy and Bill, and Cindy's parents, Olivia and Don. Now at the table that you can see closest to the top table, we've got the eldest son of Don and Olivia, that's Gary, and his wife Donna, with their 2 children, Elsie and Charlie. Donna, Elsie and Charlie are all fairies, and there's 2 unmarried sons of Don and Olivia that I've added to that table, and they are Owen and Percy. Now Owen is the 3rd son of Don and Olivia. Cindy was born after Owen, and Percy was their 5th child but 4th son. And you can see there now is James. He was the 2nd son of Don and Olivia, and he's the only child that inherited Olivia's blue skin. The others all got green skin, which is what Don has. James is sitting opposite his youngest brother, Oliver, and the other 4 sims at James's table are his 4 children, Jimmy, Betty, Amelia, and Francine. And Francine also got the blue skin. And James is divorced from the children's mother, Carla. The sims sitting at the table that's closest to the wedding cake are Lola with the dark red hair and blue dress, and beside her is Lana with the blonde hair. Opposite Lola is Debbie with the bun on top. She is the bride's twin sister. And next to her is Denise with the pink hair. And next to Denise is her twin brother, Daryl. Denise and Daryl are Cindy and Bill's eldest twins. And the one with the little red dress on and the long dark hair is Oliver's imaginary friend made real, Poppy. Lana and Lola are the imaginary friends made real of Debbie and Donna. And of course Donna is the bride. And in the final table we have Olivia's plant sim daughter Petal and Don's 4 alien children, Max, Martin, Sunny and Mary, and Bill's alien son, Carl. The 4 children who are dressed as bridesmaids and page boys are the youngest twins of Cindy and Bill, and their 2 imaginary friends made real. Cindy and Bill's children are Eunice and Damien, and the imaginary friends made real are Patsy and Connor. And that's Eunice there. You can see she has inherited her father's hair colour, and her twin brother has got the pink and blonde hair of his mother Cindy. They are the younger siblings of the bride Donna, and I kept them as children especially for this wedding. They'll be aging up in the next episode. So the children are going to eat from the buffet table, and there's 2 empty tables there with that menus on them. They can choose where they're going to sit to eat. The menus are used with the chef. There's a kitchen downstairs, and a chef has been hired to work between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. That should be plenty of time to feed sims on 5 tables. Or so I thought. Those brightly coloured stained glass windows, they're from the store object the artisan's glass blowing and jewellery making station that came with the Prism Art Studio venue. Now, as you may have noticed, I didn't seat the children. And another thing you may not have noticed, or you may have noticed, is that there are menus on the 5 tables that I've seated my Sims at. Children can't use those menus. The idea is the people at the table read the menu and order the food. The chef comes and takes their order. He or she goes down to the kitchen and then comes back up and serves the food. And the plates of food replace the menus on the table and the Sims then eat. I thought the chef could work their way around all 5 tables. Unfortunately, it didn't work quite like that. I did manage to get Sims from 4 of the tables fed with the chef, but it took all day, and the final table they just had to go and eat from the buffet table. By that time I was quite happy with that idea. I was relieved to see the replacement chef eventually turned up for work, and he took the orders from the bridal table, and then he went down the steps to the kitchen and prepared the meals that were ordered by the Sims at that table. And then he took it back up the steps and made his way to the table where he had taken the orders from and served the meal. In the meantime, the Sims at the next table were placing their orders. Unfortunately, that chef decided he'd done for the day, so he just vanished. He didn't even walk away, he just stood beside the table and he wasn't there anymore. And so the ones who were trying to make their orders couldn't place any orders because there was no chef on duty. Eventually, another replacement chef turned up. So the Sims at that second table were then able to read their menus and prepare to place their order with the new chef. The new chef's there taking their orders. Didn't follow this one down to the kitchen, you know what goes on down there. And then the next table, the one with James's family, will start reading their menus shortly and prepare to place their orders with the chef. I hope she sticks around. I was afraid the children might be getting bored. They have a habit of spinning into their outdoor outfits and heading for home to play on the playground in the snow. So I set them to work dancing on the dance floor. We've got 3 small dance floors there now. There used to be only 1. The thing is, this group of Sims, I've had more Sims than this in the original room that we're in now, but this lot were just grouped together and they were running out of space and it was absolute bedlam. So I thought I'll expand it, and so I did. But that was still bedlam. I mean, it must be The Sims. It's not. It worked perfectly for the other 2 weddings that I've had in here. But with this one, they just went crazy with getting stuck. And I've even got a mod for them to walk around each other. But they just didn't want to do that. Looks like this chef is going to take the orders from James's table. Hopefully, she'll follow through and deliver the food to them as well. After I'd made the changes to this, I decided to try to put it up onto the exchange, just added the expanded version. But after this experience, I don't think I will, because I don't think there's any benefit to all of the extra space. And I do have mods and custom content in my game now, and I don't want to risk loading something up to the exchange that might have something terrible in it. I might have a positive thought about this chef and get Denise's table ready to start reading the menu so they can put their order in when the chef comes back with the food for James's table. If you're wondering why the Sims are staying seated at the tables even after they've finished their meals, well, I made sure that they were all happy before we started this event in this room, and all of my Sims, except for a couple of them, the two imaginary friend children, all of the others have got steel bladders, so they're not wanting to run off to the toilets. And I made sure that they have no free will whatsoever. I turned it off. I'll turn it back on again later when they start dancing. So there's the chef delivering food to James's table. So far it's all working. Sort of. Now the question is, will that chef come across to this table where the Sims are reading their menus? Hopefully, hoping that they might be able to have food delivered to them by the chef. Looks like chef's walked over there. It's not a done deal yet though. Oh, pens come out, orders being taken. Here's hope. Is that a male or a female chef? I thought it was a woman, but it looks like it might be a bloke. Not to worry, it's a chef anyway. There goes the order. Now, chef's returning to the kitchen. Hopefully food will be delivered. We shall wait and see what happens. It's looking hopeful. There's only one table left, and I guess they can start reading their menus now in hope that they may also be able to place orders. And we wait for the chef to come back with food for Denise's table. Here comes the chef. Food is being delivered to that table and they're eating, and the children are still dancing, or at least two of them are. Is that chef going to come down and take the order from the next table? I do hope so. Right, oops, the right moves are being made. Pens come out, writing their orders. It's looking good. I'm very hopeful at this point. Finally, the orders are all taken and they're ready to go down to the kitchen to prepare the meal. And then what happens? It turns out it's 6 o'clock. Time for the chef to knock off work for the day. So he's finished. No one's going to get any more meals until tomorrow morning, not from the chef anyway. So at this point I admit defeat and send the alien and plant sim table Sims to go to the buffet to get their food, and then there will be dancing. So the final table is now heading up to the buffet to pick up a plate of food so they won't go hungry. But before we have dancing, I just remembered we haven't cut the cake yet. So we'll wait until this lot have finished their meal and then we'll do the cutting of the cake. And that will result in bedlam. I just know it. This group of Sims, I don't know why it is. Every other wedding I've had in here, I haven't brought in Sims from other worlds. So maybe it's the mixture of different Sims that are not used to each other. I don't know what it is. But I have definitely had more Sims in this room in its original form and had less problems than what this group of Sims has been doing to me. And I thought making the room bigger, give them more room to move around, would fix it, but it doesn't. When they're being a problem, they all still clump together and scream and shout, and that is just not acceptable. And now we're going to have the cutting of the cake. I've run this wedding a few times, and one thing that has constantly bothered me is the continued interference by townies and paparazzi and other Sims coming in when I just don't want them in my video. That's all. There's another townie. If I wasn't recording a video, it wouldn't be such a problem. But I've got these Sims all dressed up in their formal clothes, and then you get some townie wandering in. Everybody's gathering around. Clark is getting ready to cut the cake. Here he goes. The cake is cut, and now we can all fight for a piece. I thought I could fix that problem by hiring the venue and getting exclusive access. So I did try, I hired the venue, but I couldn't get exclusive access, and I had just no control over anything. So I abandoned the idea of hiring the venue for a wedding party. Everybody tried to crowd around the cake. In the end, I just gave up. There's that townie there in that long creamish coloured skirt. I tried to pretend she wasn't there, but she was. Anyway, in the end, I decided to ignore the cake issue. I think the only ones that got a piece were the bride and groom. Somebody else might have got some, I don't know. I decided to solve the problem with the cake by ignoring it. I left all the other Sims at the other end of the room, crowded around the cake, while the bride and groom were at this quiet end, sharing a piece of cake. And then I got them dancing. I got the bride and groom up first. They started the slow dancing. And then I decided that I would get all of the married couples up to dance. And that meant the newly married couple, the bride's parents, Cindy and Bill, and the bride's grandparents, Olivia and Don, and the bride's aunt and uncle, Gary and Donna. And then I got a few of the others to just start dancing on their own, and then I turned on their full free will to see what happened. And some of them just went straight home. Some of them stayed around the cake. I don't think any of them ever got a piece, and some of them started dancing. And in spite of all of the room having 3 dance floors available to them, some of them still managed to get into arguments about where they're going to dance on that huge expanse of floor. I let them dance for a little bit longer, and then I sent them all home. And at home we had a photo session with each family group having a photo to record their presence at the most auspicious occasion of the wedding of the heir to Generation 3, Donna, and her husband, Clark. This wedding had been a great opportunity for family members to catch up with each other and to meet new family members that hadn't met before. And here are the photos. First one is our founder, Olivia, with Don, her husband, and then there is Olivia and Don with their 6 children that they had together, and then Olivia with her plant sim daughter, Petal, and then Don with his 4 alien children. Next we have Olivia and Don's eldest son, Gary, with his wife, Donna. Here are Donna and Gary with their twins, Elsie and Charlie. And they have 2 other children back at home, a baby girl, Charmaine, and Donna has a plant sim daughter named Petunia. And here is Olivia and Don's second son, James, with his 4 children. James is divorced from their mother and she didn't come to the wedding. And now we have Olivia and Don's third son, Owen, with his younger brother, Percy. Now Percy is their 4th son, but their 5th child, because Cindy was born between them. Neither Owen or Percy are married or have ever been married. They don't have any children, but they do seem to have girlfriends back home, and we will have to investigate that further in later episodes. I'd like to see them all married with children. And here is Cindy with her husband Bill. And Cindy is Olivia's heir and Olivia and Don's fourth child. She was their only daughter. Here's Cindy and Bill with their 6 children. Cindy had fertility treatment, and as a result of her 3 pregnancies, she managed to have 3 sets of twins, and she got her heir from the second set of twins. Although the little boy in the third set of twins could have been the heir because he's got her hair and eye colour, but he was not born first. The first one to be born with her hair and eye colour was Donna, who got married in this episode and had this huge wedding. And here's Bill with his alien son Carl. Poor Bill, within a day or 2 of aging up from teen to young adult. He was abducted by aliens, and Carl was the result. That's why I banned alien abductions from this game. Donna and Clark, they are to be the parents of Generation 3. So Generation 3 has begun. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a like. And if you've subscribed, thank you very much for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you'd like to see Generation 3, then it'd be a great idea if you could subscribe too. Thank you for watching. Bye bye for now, and happy simming.
Thank you.